Hello and welcome to Writer Rant, author advice in 5 minutes or less because I have to get back to writing and so do you. So this week I'm talking a little bit about a genre that I don't really read very much, so again, take anything I say with a grain of salt. But there's the idea of romances and then there's the idea of erotica. And I'm finding in the stuff that I am reading, because I'm open to reading pretty much anything, the stuff that I am reading that is classified as romance, a lot of times I'm like, this is erotica. And if you have a definition of where the line is between those two, by all means, let's talk about it in the comments below. But what I feel is, so romance, it's that kind of romantic notion. It's that build-up. It's the appeal of kind of the anticipation. So it's going on dates. It's that kind of flirting. It's all that kind of lovey-dovey stuff that a lot of obviously romantic comedies and that kind of stuff play off of. And so romance, yeah, I kind of think that's, and again, call me old-fashioned, but I think that's kind of what romance should be. Erotica, in my mind, it's explicit sex scenes. So I mean, it's description of body parts, of specific actions, all those kind of things. Sometimes I'm reading a romance and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is set up just like a porno. And so at that point I'm like, well then it's not really a romance. If it feels more like a porno setup, it feels like it would be more like an erotica. And so it's one of those things where I know we're in the culture, and again, call me prude, old-fashioned, whatever, where people will have sex on the second or third date or whatever, so they'll kind of jump into the sex. So then suddenly, hey, just a regular relationship between two people in a book that's classified as romance, like they get to the sex like that, and I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily mind that. I mean, Hollywood's kind of peddled that for decades now. It's a matter of how much do you describe, right? Are you a little more tasteful with it? Do you kind of cut away when they start taking their clothes off, and then cut back in when they're all done? I would consider that more kind of in line with romance. I mean, obviously some romances can be very, very steamy. They can be very more erotica-like. But it's like, yeah, how much description do you really need? It's like, yeah, this is really arousing, but again, if you build up that anticipation, if you build up into that kind of that teasing all along the way, I feel like that's more kind of the romance of erotica. Is like, bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of stuff going on in there. And so again, I don't really read romance. I don't really read erotica. I've read a couple, so I mean, I kind of touched it occasionally. It's interesting because I'm noticing a lot of more recent stuff that's classified as romance, again, is just kind of like, well, wait a minute, that seems more like erotica. So again, I'm probably going to get yelled at, just like everyone who yelled at me for my young adult versus new adult kind of classification. Like, hey, maybe we should be classifying things more accurately instead of broadly. So anyways, tell me what you think about this. If you're really into any of these genres, let me know why. Honestly, I kind of see the appeal a little bit, but I really want to know, like, why do you like reading romance? Why do you like reading erotica? I'm really kind of curious as someone who doesn't actually read those genres. I mean, let's talk about this in the comments below. I'm really curious. And if there's anything else that you as a reader or a writer or somebody who reviews books, if something irks you about any of these processes, anything you're finding recently, if you wonder about the definition between science fantasy and sci-fi and fantasy, where that spectrum is, drop a comment below. Let's see what you got. I might put it as a future episode of Writer Rant. So thanks for watching this episode of Writer Rant. I'm Benjamin M. Weilert.